Hello, hello. Hi. Hello, hello. Welcome, beautiful people. Hello. We are super excited. It is Monday night. We're getting ready to get started on the air.
Those of the host and the host only, and not those of Heidelberg Broadcasting, its ownership, or management.
Hello, beautiful people. Good evening. It is that time of the week again. It is Monday night, 6 Central here in the greater Nashville. Welcome everyone to the RFD Talk, the #1 radio station in the greater Nashville and globally growing each and every day. Thank you for all my global watchers from all over the world, but I like to shout out my community here in Nashville. We are super excited here at WVOL, the mighty 147 Nashville Heritage Radio Station, which is the place to be on Monday night. If you are in the car, I want you to drive careful because we got some good information, a great guest today to start our new year off. It is 2022, people. Welcome to 2022. Happy 22. If I have not spoken to you since last year, happy 2022. This is the year for the unexpected great things happening. I am saying for you, all you listeners in the car, at home, at the office, this is your year. This is your year. And I'm super excited to be a part of your year. Every Monday night here at the WVOL RFD Talk, one of the things that we will be talking about is how to help you learn how to teach yourself, to empower yourself to be the best version of yourself. So my mission is to teach women and men how to live in their truth. Your own truth, absolutely your sacred truth, who you are authentically, inwardly, outwardly, just being your best self every day. You have the power to be that individual that you desire. So when you tune into the WVOL show, one of my missions is to bring simple understanding to complicated situations. Complicated situations, taking the hard work out of self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance, just learning to create stronger, healthier relationships. We'll be talking about relationships on our show. We'll talk about self-care, personal development, spiritual development, and those type of growth that help you be that greater person in your community. So I'm excited to be here today. And our topic for today, everyone, get your pens and paper ready and get your questions ready. Our topic for today is 2022 Wellness Reset. How many of you are out there ready for a wellness reset in your life in 2022? Because we need to be reset at the top of the year, in the middle of the year, every quarter, we have to reset. Something about reset. I love the words reset, rebound, refocus. It's something about getting positioned and ready. The R word, getting you ready for your better version of yourself. We have our guest here in the green room, Jennifer Yoakley, which is a sponsor to the show, and she's also a great friend of mine. I'm super excited. So we'll be having her chime in just a moment. So thank you for being here. All you guests who are ready to find out how to take your 2022 and your wellness reset. Jen has some great things. She's from the community and here in Nashville, in the greater Nashville area. So she's one of our icons and one of our innovators, our trailblazers. So we're bringing her in just a second. But before we bring Jennifer in, definitely want you to get ready to call in. You can call in at 615-227-1470. And you can also chime in, leave your comments in the chat. So thank you, Facebook viewers. Thank you, YouTube subscribers. Want you to make sure you know that your comments mean a lot. We appreciate you being here tonight. Definitely want to also say shout out to the Titans. The Titans is having a really good, had a good game last night. So I got to say that for our local Titan fans. But also definitely want to shout out all of my sponsors today. And one of my sponsors is Shave Me Down Body Butter. And I have my new fragrance here with me today. I love me some Shave Me Down. Shave Me Down Body Butter. You can find Shave Me Down Body Butter. You can find it on Facebook at Shave Me Down, facebook.com/forward, shavemedown.com. Or you can also email shavemedown06@gmail. Then our other sponsor is Majestic, Elegance Candles and Company, which is one of my favorite companies. And they have a new website called livemajestic.com. So you definitely want livemajestic.com. You definitely want to check out their new fragrances for the winter months. Have been very, very nice as well. So you definitely want to check out these companies. And also our Gin and Juice. Gin and Juice is one of our Gin and Juice Detox with Gin, which I started my Gin and Juice in November, excuse me. And November was nutritional month for me. December was discipline. And here we are in January, which January is Jubilee. It's Jubilee in January. Only good things are happening in January. And definitely wanted to bring back, and I want to shout out one of our listeners. One of my listeners won the first 90 days of the segments. We are in the second segment of 2022, and I'm very excited to be here with you all. But then we also had, I did a challenge at the first 90 days of the show, and it was called What Did RFD Say? What Did RFD Say is about brings who I am. I love words, I love affirmations, I love scriptures. And so one of the things we do on the What Did RFD Say segment is I have a word for today. And the word for today for the RFD new 90 days going forward. And shout out to our winner. Our winner is one of the WVOL listeners here on the radio station. And she won immediately after the 90 days. She wrote down, she had every segment of the RFD say. And I don't have that in front of me right now. So maybe next week we'll recap what was the first 90 days of RFD. What did she say? So today RFD say would be, I am enough. Remember this week that you want to know, no matter what you face this week, you want to remember that you are enough. That is our affirmation for today. I am enough. So keep that with you all this week. And the word for today, one of my words that came to my spirit today is suddenly. Suddenly is the word. And I asked God, what did He mean by suddenly? And I every year, I write in my planner. So this month is Jubilee, January 2022, and then I choose words to meditate on all year. And the word came to me. I said, now what is the word for this year for 2022? As I was in my meditation time, and God and I was sitting there, and I heard overnight. Right, first I got the word overnight. And I said, overnight, Father, you mean you're going to be doing some overnight quick stuff in our lives. Like we may be in a financial situation right now, but I hear overnight. You might be sick, but I hear overnight. You might be working on your business goals for a long time, but I hear overnight. And I said, God, you're going to do some quick, unexpected things in 2022. So get prepared. The word came to me for my 22 is overnight. So I'm very grateful to that word that God gave me. And he has a way of giving me a word every year. And he'll speak to me quarterly, monthly about that word overnight. So I'm just sharing with y'all, that's the word. And suddenly is the connection to that word, because when you think about miracles, or you think about when your back is up against the wall and life seems to appear to be challenging you, suddenly can happen. You can just trust that, knowing the God that we serve, how he can suddenly change the situation. So you might be experiencing financial, business, personal relationship, uh, some of those things that make us feel like, when are you going to answer? But God wants you to know today that your word is suddenly. Suddenlies are going to show up in your life. Suddenlies are going to turn your life around. And suddenlies is the way God lets you know that you are following him, that you are being obedient, and that you are deserving. So remember that you are enough. RFD said that you are enough. I am enough. So you look at that situation that comes in your life this week to next week, and whatever it is, you say, I am enough, and then expect something suddenly to turn it around, and to know that your blessing is an overnight thing for God. Whatever thing big in your life in 2022, it's an overnight thing. So that's it. RFD said it, and that's it. So we don't want to wait no farther, because I can go on and on about what the Spirit said, and how God gives me words, and how I love words, and how words create our life, and how it's important to speak and think on those things which are true, pure, and honest. But I have someone in the waiting room. Well, I cannot hold her back, because this is your year to have 2022 wellness and a reset. So I want you to meet one of our very valued sponsors, and her name is Jen. Jen, come on and show us and tell us all about the greatness of 2022. Hi.
Hey, hey, hello, 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 hello. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
We're happy to have you, Jen. Tell us what is happening in Gin and Juice, and how things have evolved for you so quickly, if the community is waiting to reset in 2022 their wellness. So tell us what's happening with Gin and Juice.
Well, Robin, honestly, gin and juice is still the same. But what God has allowed me to do is to facilitate gin and juice where it's easier to get to, okay? Where I can reach more people, where I can teach more people and show more people to a pathway of health, healing, and wholeness.
Wow, you're alluding to healing and wholeness. Those resonate with me. I love the word healing. A part of who I totally am is a sacred violence teacher on healing. So talk more to us about healing and wellness as you
Well,
are reaching more people and touching more lives in the community.
able to reach more people and reach and touch more people. And so my program detox, gin and juice, body by gin, the entire program, it evolves more around helping you reach your wellness goals and reaching it from a healthy standpoint, okay? Not to just get skinny, not to just fit that smaller size black dress, but basically it's twofold, okay? Not only will you be in that smaller dress, but you'll be healing yourself from the inside out, okay? And that's what Gin and Juice, and that's what the Body by Gin program does. And it's been proven to work. It's been proven to be sustainable. And then I applaud myself, and it's not me, it was what God has given me, is to build community that supports people in their journey, on their journey. So once they get started, I tell them, I'm your lifetime coach. I'm your lifetime trainer. So once you touch me, I'm connected to you, and I'm here, and I'm committed to making sure that others realize their optimal health And right now it's Optimal Health 2022.
Optimal health. Yes. So what do you believe is the biggest struggle when it comes to people living their healthiest life?
Mindset.
Mm,
Mindset is the biggest struggle. I think mindset is one. And then the other part of that, even when they do make up their minds that they are going to acquire health or they're going to transition to a healthier lifestyle, community. They lack the community. And inside of the community, there is support, there's encouragement, there's accountability. And these things are a lot of times, a lot of programs that people tend to take on, they are lacking or missing those elements. So yeah, there's been, there's plenty programs out there that's going to help you lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. But once you get the weight off, then what?
right. Right. And I like what you said as well. You said the word community. So you are local here in Nashville, right? Tell our people about your being local and how they can access you right here, right now. You are down in a location for the Gin and
Yeah.
Wine. Yeah, tell us a little bit about the location.
Okay, so that announcement happened last month. Yay! Whoop 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 whoop. So Gin and Juice is in a physical location now, and it's 1034 South the Third. I want to say Street or Avenue. I forget which one it is downtown, in the downtown Nashville area. So it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. And it's inside of Punches and Bunches. Tremaine Cook is the owner there. So I'll be, Gin and Juice will be accessible there, as well as my own group fitness classes, which we did the promo launch yesterday for hip hop step class. So yes, in the Nashville area, there will be a hardcore cardio fun energetic program for you all to take a part of on Sunday evenings. So that'll be the first group fitness class that is actually live, and people will be able to go on my website ginandjuice.net by Wednesday and be able to secure their spot. There's going to be limited spots each Sunday. So we're not, it's not unlimited. So if you want your spot, you're going to have to secure it before Sunday morning.
Wow, I love that. Did you hear that? But you have to secure your spot. I love that you're taking that direction because it sounds exciting. Tell us the name of your new program in the fitness because I just want the guests to hear it from you.
Well, I got so many.
Well, the hip hop one. The hip hop was what I really like.
I want to hear about the hip hop stuff, right? All right. So, well, the brand itself, and it morphed after me being in the group fitness and the personal training and dance fitness industry for many, many years. So it morphed into something called hip hop fusion. So that's the brand, and that's what most people that work out with me, I don't care what you call it, but that's what it winds up being. It winds up being a mishmash of what I feel like, basically what God tells me y'all need. Okay. But hip hop step, I 80% of the class is step, and then the rest of it is full body. So I believe in upper body, lower body, and abs, and making sure you're balanced when you leave me after an hour, that every muscle or as many muscles as possible has been touched and has been worked out and has been affected. So I'm super excited about it. It's been, I was looking back, it's been 4 or 5 years since I've had a consistent step class, and it was here in Murfreesboro. So I'm sorry, Murfreesboro, but maybe we can work something out in Murfreesboro somewhere. But yeah, the classes are going to be in Nashville at Punches and Bunches Sundays.
Congratulations, Jen. That is an amazing milestone stone in growth. Your company is growing rapidly. It's growing suddenly overnight.
And that's exact. I mean, Robin, and that word sure does apply to me because I went from one day knowing that I needed to have a physical space, not only to do my training and my wellness coaching, but also for gin and juice. And literally, it went from one day reaching out to the next day. T was like, come on. And T and I have a relationship because we're both trainers for Church Fit anyway. But, he was doing his thing. And I was like, let me just ask. Because God said, you have not because you ask not, right?
Let's
So,
get that real quick. I agree with you. So you have overnight success apparently, but you was asking for something. It sound like, and you knew and believed, and you asked, and so you was not afraid of a no. That's what I think I want to tell our listeners that sometimes you have to ask and not be afraid of the no.
exactly, Robin.
And
Exactly.
go right ahead.
Yeah, because had I not asked him, because I know that before he was looking for trainers to come up under him and not to promote their own brand. And I knew I had my own brand. I've got my own system. So I needed somewhere where I had that flexibility to be able to promote what I have and what I believe in and what God has given me. And when I reached out, he was like, yeah, come on. I was like, really? So it literally did happen overnight. And he welcomed me with open arms. He was like, come on, bring everything you got. Bring gin and juice, bring body by gin, just bring it all and let's go.
That's
So
congratulations.
thank
I
you.
just want our listeners to remind themselves that you have to trust the process in your life enough to ask, even when you think the answer may be no, and no may mean next. It could be next. Hello, Jazz, and hello, Sheba. We're welcoming some of our viewers that are saying hello to us. We want to say hello back to you guys. Thank you for being here this evening. You guys could have been anywhere else. Your time is so valuable to us, and we definitely want to make sure we get all the juice from Jennifer. Yeah, doing it. Okay.
I'm
Thank you,
thankful.
Jennifer.
I'm so thankful. Just honored. Just honored.
And so we're happy that you shared your faith overnight success. I think sometimes I just want our viewers to understand that in life we just got to. I just watched a movie recently on Netflix, and it was called oh, My Name is Dynamite or something, and he was a person similar to yourself, had a dream, and he literally just started asking people. And I took away from that show is whatever's burning in you in 2022, it can suddenly happen. It can suddenly happen for you. It can be an overnight success, but you have to be willing to be uncomfortable enough to call up a person that you may be intimidated by their greatness, but they may be just looking to welcome and partner with you. And collaborations can change your whole life, right?
Exactly. He said something to me when we signed the contract that stuck, and he's just such a humble man. And he said, Jen, there is no competition, it's only collaborations. I could have just hugged him. I was like, yes, that's the kind of spirit I'm looking for. That's the kind of spirit. He said, the only thing we do over here is collaborate. There's no competition, none at all. So, in that spirit, and the thing is Robin, in our culture here in the United States, the unhealthy rate is so high. It is so high. And when you have a passion to really help people to a healthier lifestyle, the work is endless. It's not enough of us doing this. Really and truthfully, it's not enough of us doing this to support the need that's out there. It's true. And so it's more than enough work, and it's more than enough people to support what's needed. It's not a shortage. It's not a shortage at all.
I think that is an awesome way to share with our listeners and viewers. There is no shortage. And the other thing that came back to me was what did RFD say? Was that I'm enough, because you have to kind of already have that. Also, what I mean by that, when you said like collaborations, never comparing yourself to the other great leader that's in your industry, right, or in the expert seat, because if you remind yourself every day this week, whatever the 2020 wellness resets your focus on, that you are enough, right? And so you're only competing with yourself. I've been hearing that a lot from 2021, that the only competition you have is you. And
Is
but
the person you're looking at in the mirror. Like I'm here, I wake up every day is to for the person yesterday to look at me and say, hey, you really outdid me. You
yeah,
outdid me, you know. So yesterday's person looks at today and say, hey girl, you're doing it. You are doing it. So
yeah. So congratulations, and
thank
yes,
you.
there is a huge need for re-educating ourselves on our health and our wellness, which is our complete healing process, as we as individuals are seeking
Mm-hmm.
completely whole and healed, happy,
Healed.
yes, and fulfilled. So what are some of the few things people can do to change their current situation to live a healthier lifestyle?
Well, number one, Robin, is one, make up your mind that you want a healthier lifestyle. Okay. Um, and then after you make up your mind, then you need to seek out the support that's necessary in order to help you reach the goals that you have set and have established. One of the things that I want to say though, right here, is that people don't have to accept where they're at right now. And that's what I'm finding to be so common. People are okay with high blood pressure. They're okay with diabetic reading. They're okay with high cholesterol. And it does not have to be so. You do not have to be on the medications at all. You know, a lot of times, I won't say at all, like I'm making a blanket statement, but medication should be a last resort and not the first resort when it comes to managing and balancing out our bodies. Um, and so once you find that person, because you know, as a trainer, I totally understand that, you know, you got to find someone that clicks with who you are. So I stress to find that person that is going to that you're going to mesh with, and that's going to really um, hold on to your goals as if it were their own. And every single client, as you know, I take your goals seriously, like they are my own. And so your trainer or whoever's going to help you get there, they should have that same sense of urgency regarding your goals. I need to help you get there. This is a us situation. It's not you, it's us. And I'm here to help you reach your goal. And I take them just as seriously as if they were my own personal goals. So, and then, you know, and then that whole process, not just to lose that 15 or 20 or 30 pounds, but also a system that's going to support them after they reach their goal. How to maintain? What does that maintenance plan and program look like? A lot of times people drop that weight and then it's like, what's next? And so because they don't have anything in place that's going to help them with the maintenance program, guess what happens? The weight comes back on. All right. And so one of the things that I pride myself in the Body by Jen program is education, taking the time to educate people. Okay, here's what your meal plan looks like, and this is why we're we're moving in this direction. This is why you're eating these set of foods. These are the things. This is what is going to heal in your body. Um, um, this is why you want to stay away from certain foods. These are the things that are causing, could be very contributing factors to why you're having high blood pressure, contributing factors to diabetes, heart disease. And these are the things that we need to do, not only to help you to lose weight, but also to rid yourself of those diagnoses that you get when you go to the doctor's office.
That's great that you mentioned that. I was just speaking to someone about sometime I feel like, unfortunately, we are dealing with the C word, right? And
Right.
all of the different um, types of that, right? So what comes to me is sometimes I think for us, I was just on another interview with a lady who was from Tunisia, Africa, and they have like little to no experience with the C word.
Mhm.
And I think about that. I think about us in America sometimes because a lot, unfortunately, I'm sending love and light out to, and I have experienced that in a lot of family and friends members, and some of us have lost a lot of loss through that. But I kind of think about us, Jen. My body was experiencing some things, and I am the one who is not, of course, I'm a mother of five, so I didn't really believe in popping pills. Then I had to really understand what my body was doing. But I was young, and now I'm experienced. But what I'm sharing with the listeners, I don't immediately go get Tylenol when my head hurts. I literally listen to my body. I'm one of them holistic girls. Like, what do I need to drink some water? What do I need to eat an apple? I mean, I
Yes.
don't like the PILL word. I know that was like they like, girl, you got 5 of them. Don't you know how you get them? I was like, tell my husband too. Tell him too how we got these. I stand with that.
But Robin, that is such a good, what you just said though, is you listen to your body. And a lot of times our bodies are just screaming out to us and telling us, you need to do something. Not medicate me, not mask it, but there's something you need to do. And our medicine is in what we eat. Okay. Our medicine is in what we eat. Let me say this to you. If you wasn't born with it, like when you came out and you was birthed with it, then whatever you acquired came through what you ate.
I have, I want to say, as being, part of that being a fruitful woman and multiplying, I would always notice too the kind of food I would eat. My children, once they were physically born, those were some of their favorite foods. Like you said, go back to what you're born with, and just getting down to the holistic approach to eating better and our nutrition. Because I've learned a lot working with you, Jen, and maintaining that mindset. We have a question from one of and she wants to know. Can you see the question there?
Yeah, what she wants to know, she's a vegan, and that's one of the things, though, too, that I've found as I've gone to a higher plant-based diet, is that with the vegan lifestyle does incorporate a lot of carbs, and I generally stay away from the carbs. However, but my thing is, you don't like, she's vegan, so she knows she doesn't need to eat meat, but there are plants that will provide you with the protein that you, and the protein powder, as long as it's plant-based, Sheba is what I would recommend, but I would say do that sparingly. I wouldn't do that every single day. But you might just not. And one of the other things that I want to say is that your size, because you're eating plant-based and you're eating healthier, you have probably just arrived at your natural weight. Not that you're just thin, but your natural weight. Over here in America, we tend to eat so much that we think, thick is regular. And I'm not knocking thick because I'm a big boned and I'm a thick girl myself. But as I find myself leaning more towards a plant-based diet, Robin, you experienced it yourself. The weight is going to come off. You don't need all of that. You don't need all of that meat protein. So I would tell Sheba to stick with the plant-based protein items. And then if anybody is interested, I share a lot of the information and the details that is surrounded around various different foods that will provide you with different support in your system, whether it's more protein, whether it is to, I had a group that wanted to know, how do I fight cholesterol? So I gave them a list of foods that they could eat as plant-based foods to eat that would help, combat high cholesterol.
And I have to say, Sheba, and to the listeners, I experienced something when I was young too. I used to want to be bigger as well. I think, and Sheba is in her 20s, and you know how we in our metabolism change. And I remember asking the Father, "Can I get 3 pounds? Can I have 5 pounds?" Because when I was young and married, I was probably like 100 pounds when my former husband married me. I was
Right,
probably 100
right,
pounds
right,
going. Right? I was like, God, can I at least be 110? Because I see these women, they dog on the bone, right? And so I used to pray that too, Sheba. But that's what I'm saying. If you live to be a woman, our metabolism changes, and your estrogen changes in the mid size. And I am at my ideal weight due to GN detoxing and resetting me, and being mindful in my maintenance of eating what I eat now. But I tell you guys, that mid cylinder, when you get like in the club, with the 50 club,
Right. It
that
will.
club I'm staying
You
in that
stay
club,
right there. Yeah, but
your middle side, you gotta really learn how to get there. I gotta get down there and do some true hip hop with Jen on Sundays.
that'll burn some of that excess, where you got excess fat at. But Sheba, you're just lean,
Yeah, she
and
is
that's
leaving.
okay. And that is okay. But here's some things, you want to, stick to stay natural without eating, not without taking in so much. Let me see, somebody calling me. I can't talk to them right now. Taking in so much of the powder, because this is Sheba. This is my thing with the powders, is that even though they're plant based, they've been processed. And I'm a holistic girl, and I believe that, do the plant-based protein a couple days of the week, but stick with natural, stick with what the green earth created. Okay, so eat your beans that are going to give you some protein. Eat your lentils. Quinoa gives you protein. Seeds, nuts, those things will give you protein. So if you're feeling like you're lethargic or just a little bit tired and you need that extra boost of energy, eat those things that you need. But I would say, if you're going to do the powdered proteins, I recommend my people to do it no more than 3 times a week. No
Now,
more than 3 times a week.
when you say my people, how do you become a my people? Do you have a consultation with your tribe, or do your tribe just find you, Jen? Do they just
Girl,
find
I got an open door policy. I accept everybody. I accept everybody. There is I have an open door policy. And because this is my ministry. So for the people and the viewers listening out there, it's my ministry. And I mean, if you just ask me like Sheba, guess what, Sheba, you are in the tribe now. Okay, you're part of the Gin and Juice tribe. But if you just ask me a fair question, or you find that what I'm doing feeds into where you're trying to go, guess what? You're part of the family. You are part of the family. So anybody, once you ask me a question, but for the most part, the people that are in the private group that I have, they've either purchased juices from me, or they've been on the Body by Jen program, or They've just wanted more information. And I'm like, here, this is where you can get more information in the detox group. You don't necessarily have to actually make a purchase in order to be in that group. However, I just want people in that group that are engaged and want the information that's being shared.
Awesome. Tell the listeners, if you would like to be in your group, how do they find you, and what group are you referring to?
Okay, so I would say first find me on Facebook, Jennifer Yoakley. So and you'll see the logo. You'll see, because that's all I post on my Facebook page is something about health and fitness and God. Okay? And every now and then Dominic. Um, but but follow me on Facebook, because I will often post about our 6 a.m. Virtual classes. And, people like, well, how do I get in that class? And then, that's your entry point into being a part of the tribe, being a part of the village. And then, because I just don't want to randomly throw people into the group. I want people in the group that wants the information. And the group is on Facebook.
Okay, you can type it in for us for the on your StreamYard. Can you type it in there?
Let's see. Let's see.
I apologize, but yeah, if you can, or spell it out, just to make sure that they heard you correctly.
Okay. So it is detox.
I think you can type it in there for the viewers.
I am. So I'm gonna see if it works. Detox with.
Well, that is awesome, Jen. I love your group. While you're figuring it out, if you can type it in for our listeners and viewers.
Can they see it? So that's the Facebook group, Detox with Jen, and I don't know if it's private, and where you can't see it. I forget how I've got the settings on it. But friend me on Facebook, message me on Facebook on Messenger. But those if you're not my friend, they kind of hide somewhere where I only see them like once a quarter. But friend me on Facebook. I will friend you back. I don't, if there's some type of connection, I generally friend all of those anybody that sends a friend request. And then just let me know, hey Jen, I want to be in a detox group. We share tons and tons and tons of recipes in the group. And so many recipes, I can't even eat all of it. I mean,
well, I gotta talk about that really quick, because let's talk about that, because the new RFD maintenance, it's a wealth of great information there. If you haven't joined her group and her tribe, and reaching out to her, it's great, because those, I'm like, God, I can make some really cute food, healthy, cute food. I just need to be a little bit more creative. And I'm going to share with, as I'm preparing to someday, eat not just for me, but not eat for just one, but maybe someday, create me, for my space, for my new gentleman in 2022. I'm just speaking into existence. I'm speaking into existence because it is happening.
It is. It's happening right now. It's in the works.
But I gotta learn first about viewers. I always talk about first love yourself. So loving myself first is cooking it for myself first, and being real cute about that for me, and taking those lettuce and wrapping it, and all these little cute. The recipes are really cute. In there. So it's really worth being in there. Just getting, if you're a person that needs to get a little bit more creative with your tomatoes, like me. If you're a person that needs to get more creative with your cucumbers, like me.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. And I said, God, help me be a little. So I have decided in 2022 that one of the things I want to do is once a week create a new. So your page supports me with that. So thank you.
It will. It definitely will. And it's a high. I mean, some of it is Sheba, and if she wants to be in a group, just tell her to let me know. But some of the recipes they're mostly higher plant-based, but some of us still want to have that bready type, carby type comfort food, right? And so there's plenty of comfort food recipes that we share in the group as well. one of the things that I do have coming up for the reset, 2022 reset, which I think is really, really awesome. So for a very, 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 very reasonable price, you'll get 7 days, a 7-day reset. So this is going to be the last week of January. Well, you'll have 7 days of and basically what that's going to entail is just showing you how to do your reset, you know, how to set your plans, what things you need to do to gauge your success. Because a lot of times, when we're on our own, when people are on their own, they miss understanding how do I gauge whether what am I doing, is it successful or not. And then another part of that, like with the juicing, so I'm really, really, really big on juicing. So I really want to give some insight into the how big of a part that juicing will play in the healing of your body, the cleansing of your body, and more important, the healing of your gut. If your gut is healthy and healed, you are good to go. But all diseases that we battle against today stem from an unhealthy gut.
Okay. You are alluding to what I was saying about Tanzania. I got distracted, but their health is much better. Their eating is much better. They're active. They're eating food that come from the ground.
Brown, right?
And so when I think of us in the States, I got my passport last year, and one of my things is now is like United States. We got to work on teaching how to have a healthier gut, and we have to learn how to have a stronger immune system.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that it's going to just knock those experiences that we've had out, but when we become more mindful, especially us melon people, how we're really comfortable with how we used to eat from our childhood experiences. And so I really admire what you're doing for our community, and I really appreciate being a part of your tribe and being a part of and learning how to maintain a lifestyle of eating healthy. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for following your God calling mission. How long have you been in this arena with all these great wealth of helping other people feel good and heal from the inside out?
The gin and juice, my whole brand, Fitness Nation, gin and juice and everything it's going on right around 9 years. I think we're going close to 9 years now.
Wow, 9 years.
Since I actually started and started teaching my first classes, and then which led to then the first juicing exercises. I mean, I did juicing. I'm trying to think. I actually juiced first because I needed healing. I did that myself. I did a 21-day detox myself. And that's why I know it works. I know I'm not prescribing something that I don't do myself.
And sorry, Jen, what was you going to say?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Now, what 9 years ago, to remind our listeners and our viewers, 9 years ago, what made you say yes to your calling?
When we hit rock bottom, you hit rock bottom. And not only was I in the middle of a separation / divorce, and then becoming a single mom, and quickly having to relocate, and came to the Nashville area with Murfreesboro. Being in that state, I was at the lowest state I had ever been in my whole entire life. I mean, the lowest that you could ever be. And so God led me to, I just got tired. I was extremely tired, extremely stressed. And I would walk every day, and I would ask just like, God, what do I need to do to feel better? And so I just, there again, we have until we ask. And so I asked, and then I started researching, and then that's when I started the juice, and I did a 21-day detox. And not only did I feel better, but other people could see the transformation around me that happened. So, and then from there, other people wanted juice made, and then we were making juices and putting it in water bottles.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, well, congratulations. I'm glad you hit rock bottom. I think rock bottom is when you hit the bottom,
Hit the
there's nowhere
bottom,
else but to come up from the
I'm
bottom.
talking about empty, empty, empty. I'm talking about empty. Girl was done, burnt, crashed.
And you
Um,
were 9 years ago finding yourself single, and how many children again? I know I've seen all of those handsome boys, but tell me a little bit about them. It's because Jen, I'm 5 Grace. My number is 5. I have Grace of 5 amazing children. But you, Jen, you have similar to me my 3 sons. So talk
well,
about.
I have my 3 sons and plus one in heaven. And so yes, and I'm ecstatic about them. Actually, Donovan, Goldie's friend, he told me to tell you hi and he loves you. Just before, while I was on the getting ready to come on, I was in the green room and he was like, "Mama, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm getting ready to go to the show with Robin." And I showed him. He was like, "Oh, tell her I said hi. Tell her I love her."
Same back. Love him too, son. Son, I love you. Thank you, Donovan. I received it.
Yes. So yeah. So I'm here on Earth with my 3 sons. I have the youngest is Dominic, and for though everybody, I think everybody knows Dominic more so than they really know. Um, he'll be 20 February the 14th, and then Donovan, the middle one, which is the one that Goldie's really good friend. He'll be no, he just turned 25, girl. 25.
Oh, 25. You got a 20 and a 25-year-old.
Girl, yeah, wait a minute, and it gets even better. And then the oldest one, he'll be 27 in next month as well. So
Wow, Jen, you look fabulous, girl. To have 20-year-old sons,
yeah,
girl.
I told them they getting up there, they getting ready to be 30. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they are growing up. They say when men get in the 20s, I think it's like 20. I think men, I love you, brothers, because can't live with you all the time, but we will not live without you, brothers, because I know y'all amazing. I love my black men. I love y'all. With all
And
the
then
experience y'all
they're
go through,
coming
I
in.
still love me some black
Yes,
men.
yes, yes, yes. They're coming into their own. They're coming
They
into their
coming to,
own.
so that's what it sounds like. Your boys are in that age group, or they're coming into their
Yeah,
own.
yeah.
Congratulations to you, my beautiful sister. And then
Thank
just to update the listeners, yes, my heavenly son Willie brought us together. I met your son, knew my son. I've seen your son at my house. I just want the listeners to know our little story, how we connected.
you.
And
Right.
Willie, being my angel son, literally I was just telling Jen that one time, I was talking to Willie in my spiritual self, was saying, in my spirit, talking to him in the spirit realm, and saying to him, I'm so happy to have Jen in my life because I too was in my nutrition was at the bottom. I was at the bottom of myself. I was done with eating so incorrectly, and I was not feeling good. And I felt like Willie did orchestrate bringing you into my life. So I thank Willie for that all the time. Creating healthy friendships and healthier life for myself. So thank you, Jen, and thank you in your beautiful story
My,
about your
my
son.
pleasure.
Yeah, girl. So we got that going on, and that's awesome. So yeah, we all enjoy your story today, Jen. What other great accomplishments do you have ahead of us that you want us to know before we have about 5 more minutes? What else would you like for our listeners to kind of take away today Jen, when it comes to really resetting for 2022 and really what that 1 or 2 steps or how you want them to reach out to you, all that fun stuff, so we can make sure that our listeners, if they're just tuning in, know they can reset wellness for 2022.
Okay. So one of my main messages right now is, Robin, we're living in a time where, you know, 2 years ago, what you did 2 years ago, the post C word to maintain your health is no longer enough. It just isn't enough. So we've got to step our game up in order to make sure that we're going to be around, and then being here, we want to be the healthiest versions of ourselves that we possibly can be. So what we used to do will no longer work. And so what you have to do is definitely, if you were taking your health into your hands before, continue to share it with your tribe, share it with your family, share it with your friends. We have to step it up, and do a whole lot more than what we were doing before. In order just to maintain our maintenance program, we have to step it up. And in order to do that, my biggest suggestion for the listeners and viewers out there is to consume more of what God created. Consume more fruits and vegetables. Consume more what comes out of the earth, what comes from the trees. That's where your healing is going to be. If you are consuming meat, limit that and shut it down as early as possible so that your body can have a chance to digest what it is eating. We put our bodies on overdrive. When you look at how they make food and eating so sexy, like, if you're not doing it, it's not, you're not sexy, you're not in. But actually what they're selling to us is we're just killing our bodies because we're putting our digestive system on overdrive. When we go to sleep at night, our digestive system should be shutting down as well. But instead, it's working. That's why half the time we can't even sleep good, because our bodies is buzzing and working, trying to process food that you ate 2 and 3 days ago. And so your digestive system can't even keep up with what you're eating. So eat the foods that our bodies was intended to digest, so that our digestive system can take a break and not rust out, not run out, and not give out prematurely. Okay. And that's my biggest message on Robin, is to tell the people is quit putting these synthetic products into your bodies. Eat the medicine that God has already given to us, which is coming from the trees, coming out of the ground. Consume that so that we can heal ourselves. And so we have the energy and the strength to serve and heal our communities and our tribes. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to outrun this thing that's going on right now.
That is so true. Thank you for that. That few that nugget right there. That word of wisdom when it comes to our health is our wealth. Wealth of health. Like I do understand that money is important because it creates you to eat. You can buy the best foods at the best places, and what I mean by that, the God-given food, the wholesome stores, and you can go to the places where they sell fruit and vegetables. It is very important that we understand that our new day is about. When I was a kid, on Saturdays, it was like that little commercial that would always come on. So you are what you eat, the whole little thing, and then it'd be the carrot, and it'd be and then it's like I have to watch this before I get to Bugs Bunny again, right? But it really hits home hard, really, because I tell you, you can't even slip up in this new time of what we're living in. You cannot allow to compromise, because that as soon as you get angry and as soon as you start eating all your pound cake, the next thing you're going to be saying is, I don't feel good. And I wanted to say, also, I have learned to, in my maintenance, to lessen my meat. So I have meat a fewer times during the week, and I have it only at lunchtime. I don't eat it at dinner and I
Good.
sleep better. So I just want to tell the listeners that really eating meat after 7 is difficult on your body and getting really good sleep. So if you are one of the listeners who want to know some of the maintenance tips that I practice with Jen is eating. I eat meat during the early part of the day
Yeah.
and just for one meal, and not with every meal.
Exactly. Good practice. Yay, it's kicking in. Yay, it's kicking
For you again, I want to congratulate you for being the trailblazer in the Nashville area, being one who is doing it for women and men. Thank you, Jen, for your time. We really appreciate you being a sponsor, a friend, and a prayer partner, and a great leader and an accountability partner as well. I appreciate you so much.
awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Please, Jen, again, they can go to Jen at ginandjuice.net. And so that's it, guys. We love you guys. I love you guys. I'm sending you love and light. Be healthy, be
Yes.
well, be healed. You can do it. You got the power. Know that your sudden blessing is happening for you now. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Robert RFD signing out. RFD.
Yes, RFD, the best place, the best place, the
That's
best place.
radio station here in Nashville. Love you guys.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Robin.
All right. So if you want to say something, anything else, Jen, we're done. We're off the air now. So I'm just wrapping up the YouTube and the Facebook viewers. Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you, Facebook and YouTube viewers. Have a great week. Until next week, guys. Love you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That always goes so fast.